I'm being joined this afternoon from Sean Morgan with Seether. Their new album, Poison the Parish, comes out May 12th. Their new single, Let You Down, is out now. We're actually going to be hearing that in just a few moments here on the Blitz for the first time. And Sean, everybody's reaction upon hearing the first single the first time is, that's really heavy from those guys. Is that pretty indicative of the style of Poison the Parish?
I think so, man. I think that we've spent the past few albums dabbling in perhaps something that was a little softer sounding, but I mean, my heart's always been in heavy rock, man, and we have a label now that believes in our heavy rock side and doesn't want us to be something that we aren't necessarily. So we got to be ourselves, and we got to write some stuff that was heavy and fun to play, and it's got a good groove again. So for me, I'm excited about it, and certainly this first single should give you a good indication of what's on the album, which is it's a return to our roots, I think.
Was that the intent going into the studio? Was we're going to make this heavy as hell, or did this just kind of happen organically as you started to put some stuff down?
It was organic for the most part, but when we went in and once we had already picked the songs, we knew which ones were already on the heavier side, and so the thing was, okay, cool, we're going to go in there, and if the guitars are heavy, they're going to sound heavy.
Yeah.
And we're going to make them sound as thick as we possibly can. Instead of having, a guitar that's distorted, let's have a guitar that's distorted, but it sounds really big. So, yeah, it was the approach was, I wanted it to be a big, guitar, drum, bass, heavy album, and not have a bunch of stuff in the background, not have a bunch of, keyboard parts or percussion or whatever. None of that stuff was necessary. No tambourines, none of that crap. You know what I mean? This is the band on, which represented sonically the way it should be. So if you've seen us live, we're just a pretty raw rock band, and the idea was to represent that as who we are. So I think we've achieved that, man.
You guys, of course, playing Rock on the Range here in Columbus. Saturday, May 20th, you're taking the stage. Only a couple more opportunities for people, at least as it sits right now, to catch you guys live this summer. One of which I want to talk about is really cool. The Rise Above Fest happened in July 22nd, 23rd. You guys alongside Shinedown, Korn, Stone Sour, Hailstorm. That's happening in Bangor, Maine, for a really cool organization. I know you personally have been affected by suicide. The organization benefited here is SAVE, which is a suicide awareness organization. What about Bangor, Maine? Kind of not exactly thought of as the center of the rock universe. What about Bangor, Maine made you decide to do the Destination Festival there? Because I know it's been there the last couple of years now.
Yeah. I used to live in New Hampshire, so we originally had it in Guilford, New Hampshire, which was about 30 minutes from my house at the time, and it was a great venue. I wanted to bring something to New England because there isn't really much in the way of really big rock festivals that are up there. You know what I mean? I'm talking about New Hampshire, for example, and Maine. You get some stuff down in Boston. And obviously New York and stuff. But it's largely sort of an ignored part of the world, I think, especially even from our touring. We've been to New Hampshire a lot over the years, and very rarely do we go to Maine, and certainly if we do, it's normally only Portland. Anyway, so we found this venue, and it was, first of all, the people involved with the venue, the owners and the people that run the venue are like some of the best people I've ever met, and really, really believed in the cause, and so jumped at a chance to host the festival. So we went up there, and I believe the first year we had Godsmack headline, and then we had Avenged Sevenfold, then we had Disturbed, and then this year it's Shinedown, and then on the next night Korn. So it's just what's been really cool is how many bands, when we say to them, hey, we're trying to raise awareness, we're trying to raise money for this organization to save, and it's all about suicide awareness, and the amount of bands that come forward and say, yeah, we're totally doing that. Has been amazing. So for me to see it grow and now this year be a 2-day festival, it's awesome, man. And really the only reason why we picked Bangor was because I, at the time, was up and I love New England, and I love especially New Hampshire and the Maine area. So I wanted to bring something there that sort of, has never really been there. I mean, they get a lot of country acts go through, and of course there's the odd rock band that goes through, and pop groups or whatever, but we wanted to bring like a really sort of hard-hitting rock metal festival, which we did. So, I mean, if you've ever been to Bangor, Maine, it's kind of weird, man. You wouldn't assume it, but it's sort of an up-and-coming kind of place. There's some great restaurants in town, some great bars, great people. So it's over the years I've become quite fond of it. But I do think that, having said that, we are looking, I think, one day down the line to start spreading it out and say, we'll start in Bangor, Maine, because that's where it all started, and then sort of spread it and maybe hit some other cities, and maybe not as a tour initially, but certainly set up a string of festivals over the course of maybe a month or so, and try and raise money and awareness across the country and make it more national. But for now, it's a great place, and it's such a great venue. It sounds so great, and I know every year we try to break the record for noise complaints. 2 years ago, we got 127 noise complaints, and I believe last year we almost hit 200. So I think with the 2 nights, we can count them as one whole noise complaint section. And with bands like Korn headlining, I think we're going to push it over the top. But that's our goal now every year, is we have this personal best we have to achieve with noise complaints.
Best of luck with that, and I'm glad you mentioned that just how gorgeous it is up there. I went up to Portland last summer and had just a blast. So I would encourage people to see a great rock show in a really cool area to check out. Again, that's the Rise Above Fest in Bangor, Maine, July 22nd and 23rd. There aren't too many shows, Sean, that you guys have scheduled yet. I would assume that a tour supporting the album is coming shortly.
Yes, we actually do have, those are the dates that have been announced, but there is a whole tour around those dates. So,
gotcha.
I think the official announcement is tomorrow or Monday. I'm not certain, but I know we start around the end of April, and we have some stuff booked right now up until the end of September. So there's a lot more going on than just those dates that are up right now. But I think those were announced as part of the lineups for those shows. So the tour itself will be announced, I think, tomorrow.
Awesome. Sean from Seether, the new album comes out May 12th. It's called Poison the Parish, and you're about to hear the new one called Let You Down on 99.7 The Blitz. Hey, Sean, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate you having me, man.